Hello, my name is Shadley, and welcome back for another episode of Ep3 as Japan. In previous episode, Japanese shogunate. But anyway, in previous episode we managed to start colonizing the rest of Hokkaido, so we now at least own all of that. We can actually build one more gold mine there, not that it's necessarily going to be very useful because they just don't have the pops for that. Although at least right now it is increasing. And the standard of living is actually fairly high there, so that probably increases the pop growth there even further. But there is no migration in here. There's pretty decent attraction in there. But since migration, well, we don't have any laws that would allow them to move around. So, you know, it does have a bit of an impact there. But we're expanding our furniture manufacturers in here. So that's going to provide or reduce the furniture price a little bit. Give a bit more production for both furniture and luxury furniture. And of course it's going to use a bit more. Oh, actually. Okay, this one does produce hardwood, but I'm supposed not all of these do. What about this one? That doesn't produce hardwood either. Suppose we could probably increase the productions in here then, just to make sure that the hardwood price doesn't increase too high. We're making a little bit money. We got quite a bit of loans to pay back, but it's fine. Once we get the bureaucracy back in order, we'll be making a lot of money, and then we'll start dropping the taxation at least a little bit. But with the max taxes, we got over 112,000 unrealized taxes. Okay, so do we have... Oh, there we go. Mass communication, so that gives us 10% more authority. Let's have a look at the decrease again. Is there any other areas that we could... That one's already in the production boost. Kanto, I suppose, is another one that we haven't put anything in there yet. It's got room for a lot of... it could also be another farming area, to be fair. Got a decent bit... Well, some plantations already in there. You know what, we'll do that one. For now, at least. It's not going to be a massive boost in there, but I'm sure that it will boost some of the productions. Now, whether it's worth all the authority that we're spending, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Right, but we got the whaling there. We got a lot of oil that we don't really use yet. Some of the people can use that for heating, I believe, but the standard of living is still kind of too low for that one to be used properly. Or I suppose the wood is just more... I suppose not really that much more profitable, but it's a lot more in there in the market. And the iron price is dropping. Okay, oh right, we got the iron mine not that long ago, didn't we? Well, that's going to be good. I actually wonder, how much would we have to pay for if we were to increase the construction to iron frame buildings? That would reduce the wood and fabric use, but the iron price would jump quite a bit, but it would increase the construction speed a bit more. We're still going to be making money, most likely. Not a lot, necessarily, but, you know, the wood price is going to start dropping. The iron prices, we're going to need a bit more. So I suppose we could just queue up another iron mine in there. But it's just going to be at the bottom of the list, so it's going to take a while before we get to that. But if we start increasing the construction speed a bit more... And there we go, working on another government administration. And we did get the furniture manufacturer just in here, so that's going to start increasing GDP even further, and maybe a little bit more taxes as well. But yeah, we still need a lot of services, wood and clothing. If we have a look at the pricing though, hardwood is pretty high price right now. Do we have any? We don't have any... Oh, we can't have any logging camps in Kyushu. Okay. Interesting. Shikoku could have some. And that one... could be turned... Oh, well, I suppose we got the logging camps here. Let's turn these into hardwood production. So the hardwood price is going to drop quite drastically. I'm not entirely sure how much better profit we're going to make over there, but it's probably going to be slightly better. And looks like the loyalist numbers are slowly growing again. Langfang is improving relations with us. Oh, Napoleonic warfare. There we go. So mobile artillery is something we're going to start getting. Oh, the next thing that we're going to start getting is actually the arms industry. So we can start... upgrading some of the units. We're not going to necessarily upgrade everything quite immediately, but it'll be something that we'll work on. Also, the Navy is something we'll need to expand slowly but surely to be able to do any landings. We'll probably need at least 20 flotillas total, and then one army with 20 battalions. At least light infantry and some artillery, and then we could maybe do some landings somewhere against very weak enemies. So most likely in like Borneo or something. Honestly, Borneo is not a bad area to conquer. I suppose another option would be go for Bhutan. Ah, mechanical tools unlocked. Alright. So, how's the tool prices? Not too bad. If we had steel, we could go for the next level. I suppose we'll queue up another tooling workshop in here, because I'm sure that we're going to need a lot more of those. We are also going to need to get the sulfur mines, I suppose. Do we have any sulfur mines? Well, we've got these 3 got sulfur. Capital does not. And we've got some lead over here in the north, and we've got iron on these 2. And, oh wow. Hokkaido's got pretty much everything. It's got coal, lead, iron, sulfur, fishing, logging, whaling, gold. It's a pretty good place overall, but of course well, pop growth there isn't too high, so we won't be able to get too much there. Of course, once we start reducing the mortality rate, that's gotta be good. But right now, we can't afford passing that law, even if we had the support for it, which, technically speaking, we do. But that will have to wait. But I suppose the mechanical tools, so actually, there's the furniture manufacturer, at least, that could benefit from that. It would reduce the wood for use a bit, increase hardwood consumption and tool consumption, but the luxury furniture output would be quite massive. That's going to be pretty good. What other things did... Oh, and we didn't queue up any other things, so let's get the canneries underway. So the steel tools, sulfur pulping, we need the sulfur for that, so we don't want to do that one yet. There's the slaughterhouses, which, you know, could be okay for the extra meat production. We don't have a massive lack of meat right now, though, so I don't think we initially need to worry about that one. There we go, making £5,000 per week now. So hopefully, in the near future, we can drop the taxation a little bit and still be making money, just so that we can go back to the medium taxation. Ooh, there's support for the Agrarianism. Now, with the Shogunate would not like that, Industrialists would like that, and Peasants would like that. So 29% support, that's actually not too bad. Wait, where do we... Oh, because, I suppose someone else supports that as well? Or it's just the movement, I suppose. Well, regardless, we can try passing that. Takes a while to pass it, but, you know, if we're going to get that done soon, we can start using the investment pool for improving our farmlands and that sort of stuff. And at least we can get, you know, a little bit cheaper construction or something. Oh, farming boom. Boost the farms further. Good. Oh, right, we're getting a rice farm there as well for a bit of extra sugar. We'll have a lot of grain, admittedly. The arms industry is going to take another 14 weeks to pass, or be built, rather. And Kanto is still... Oh, right, Kanto is 380. Lacking bureaucracy. Let's just get another level there. But there we go, we're only losing 7,600 pounds, or we're gaining 7,600 pounds, not losing. So the balance is okay. The gold reserves are slowly... Well, we're not getting gold reserves yet, but we managed to reduce the bureaucracy deficit at least a little bit. So that'll definitely help. May get another one after the naval base over there, so that's not going to be too long. And I suppose once we get this one, arms industry, we might want to produce a little bit of cannons as well. I don't know how much exactly it's going to be, but it's probably going to be something at least. So that's 25. There's 15 and 15. We got the Napoleonic Warfare already. How much can we... We've got 20 over there. 15 over here. So I suppose Shubu is going to be the place that we're going to upgrade first. Let's actually do that already. So light infantry and mobile artillery. It's going to cost us a little bit in goods for sure. But at the same time, it's going to start improving our military. It's going to start improving our prestige from the military. And unequal treaties. I suppose we can give obligation to Britain for the time being. As long as they don't ask for a treaty port or anything like that. Because at that point we'd have to cast them away. Or cast them back into the ocean, rather. So is there's not too much pops in here in Sakhalin. We'll get that colonization done. Ooh, there we go, canneries done. That's going to use a bit more iron, which admittedly is going to be a bit expensive for us. We're going to go for the atmospheric engine, probably, because that's going to increase the mining a lot. We'll need to get some coal mines to get things upgraded, and a bit more, I suppose... Oh, was the steel working? Right, so that unlocks steel mills. We probably want to get a steel mill or two soon. But atmospheric engine, I think, is going to be good. Although the crystal class wouldn't be too bad either for extra class production. Fractional distillation would increase the liquor production. Mechanized workshops. But I think the atmospheric engine, especially since that's going to unlock the railways, that's going to be really good for our infrastructure. Admittedly, we don't actually have that much problems with the infrastructure as such. But the iron tool prices are pretty high, but let's go ahead and upgrade the food industry there to use canneries. So less grain use, more iron, which is not great, but the more fish consumption as well is going to improve it situation quite nicely. About to get another government administration in Kyushu, so that is definitely going to help with the taxation. Not only is it going to increase the taxation efficiency, but also reduce the tax waste from the lack of bureaucracy. So all things considered, that's going to be really nice. And then we got another one. Actually, we do have one more over there, but that's probably not going to be sufficient. But at least we're making money. And the balance is still 6,000. It's probably... Oh, now it's over 7,000 again. Since the bureaucracy is increasing, tax waste is reduced. Oh, now it's 8,000. Pretty close to 9. We're going to get another gold mine in Hokkaido. Admittedly, the gold mines over here aren't all that high level yet. There's just not enough pops, quite frankly. We can, of course, reduce the pop use in some other things later, but right now it doesn't seem like it's going to be all that much that we can do. But, of course, the population over here is going to be increasing, and it forces a bit higher wages in here, which, of course, then increases the standard of living, which in turn means that the population growth is probably going to be a little bit... Oh, there we go, making 9,000. Public address goes awry. We'll blame the leader of the rural party there for that. Just to reduce the lack of chance of passing that law, because getting agrarianism is going to be very important for us. Oh, there we go. The artillery and small arms prices aren't too high. I mean, suppose we got the... Did we have the boost in here? No, not yet. I suppose... Well... Ooh, right, the prices are a bit high there. I guess we could get... Oh, what's this? Farming boom. Who's farming in further? Alright. We could actually get some logging over here. Actually, let's just increase the logging over here. We already got that underway. But increase the hardwood production is going to be very useful. But we got pretty good support for the agrarianism. Well, it's 19% still, so it's not that massive. Looks like loyalist numbers are increasing, so that's good for us. Bureaucracy is slowly being fixed as well. I mean, well, actually, technically speaking, it's not going to be fixed all that quickly. We're going to get a bit of farms and such, so a lot of these are going to be done fairly quickly overall. So I'm not too worried about that. We've got 10,000, okay. I suppose we could drop the taxes a little bit. It might cost us a bit of money. I'm sure that once we get some more taxation fixed, then that's not going to be too big of an issue. But increasing our legitimacy is actually a good idea. That does mean more loyalist. A much more loyalist, in fact. Plus, you know, I'm pretty sure the standard of living is going to be... Yeah, I'm fairly confident that standard of living just increased with that. Although looking at the standard of living, most areas are probably around 10 on average. And then there's the Hokkaido, which is massive, because it's just the gold mines there taking all the people that they could. So the prices, all the wages are going up. Ooh. You want to take another -10? Or lose bureaucracy? I think I want to take it to -10 there. So it means that agrarianism is probably not going to pass, admittedly. But right now we just don't have the capacity for that. Oh, there we go, the rice farm, so that's going to mean a bit more fruits and sugar. That's certainly good news for us. Dye plantation is going to be good. We can't quite afford increasing the iron production yet. Although once we get the atmospheric engine pump, that's going to double the production at the cost of double the tools and a bit of coal. Speaking of coal, though, we should probably start getting some gold mines in here. Gold discovered in North Borneo. Oh, hello. Well, that's not our territory, admittedly, but it'll be useful later on, I'm sure. We don't actually have enough generals right now either. I mean, we've got... Do we have any generals, actually? We got one. Because we don't actually need the generals right now, especially with the lack of bureaucracy that we have. So we'll just go on without them. We got literature rate is almost 30% now. I suppose we only got one university right now, so let's just go ahead and queue up another one. And then maybe we'll queue up another level for that. Oh, did we get the sulfur mine yet? I don't think we even started building one yet, did we? Fairly so sure we did not. Do that in Kyushu. And the sulfur mine, I'm probably going to bring it a little bit higher. So we can get the paper production increase, so the cost for paper is going to be reduced. And plus we can then start using the other production methods, which we haven't actually unlocked yet in the... It's in the society, right? Yeah, oh, we're getting the imprison. So that is going to... Actually, no, that's dialect that. That's not... Oh, colonization cycle completed. Excellent. We can't necessarily quite afford incorporating... Well, it's actually quite cheap. 21 years. Oh, wow. Okay, that's going to take a while. Increasing the chance by 10%. Okay, that was a bit of a lucky outcome on the agrarianism. So we're losing a tiny bit of cash here. We're going to get another gold mine done. And after that, more logging, iron tools, government administration, logging sulfur coal, university government administration. Slowly but surely, I'm sure that things are going to get better. We are actually number 9 GDP in the world. A little bit surprised by that, but I suppose a lot of the European nations haven't started Well, I suppose there's no Italy yet, and I suppose there is... Spain isn't up on the top 10 either, actually. But I suppose at this stage in the world, they're not really that high. I mean, they got... They're number 11, so they're just outside of the list, actually. And then, yeah, there's no Italy yet. Is Prussia in there? Yeah, they're number 7. Okay, so there's quite a few nations in there that are relatively high on the list, but just not quite to the top 10. Well, I mean, suppose. Or let's say relatively close to the top 10 in terms of their GDP, but just not quite enough to pass the... Oh, there we go. Imperialism, so more influence. Education investment increases by 1. Because we don't want to do that right now. We can't afford doing that right now, let's just say. The iron mines are going to be very useful. The more iron production we get, we can start increasing our construction speed with the iron construction or iron frame buildings. And that way we can start making more and more constructions, increasing GDP faster, and all the good stuff. Oh, we passed Agrarianism. Excellent. Oh, hold on a minute. Agrarianism, so it was the traditionalism reduces taxation capacity by 25%, but reduces the bureaucracy population cost modifier by 25% as well. But now that we've got this one, the taxation increased drastically. So much so that I'm almost tempted to... Oh, wait, never mind. Oh, because the bureaucracy cost is now even further. But I suppose once we get the bureaucracy a little bit improved, I suppose we're not... Well, after the atmospheric engine, it might actually be good for us to just go for the... Well, banking is not bad. Stock exchange. I suppose there's several things in here that we still need to get before we don't have the penalty for researching the next level or next tier stuff. Okay, now we're only losing 2,000. Are we... Oh, investment points. Oh, wow, that is actually increasing very quickly. And we've got the army reserves unlocked. That's going to be even more conscriptable battalions, which is now up to 100 again, because we did reduce that quite a bit by going into the professional army. But regardless, it's mostly fine still. Iron price is pretty high, as well as tools. That's something that we're kind of working on. But we don't really have an army or a fleet quite yet to start doing naval invasions. Although we could probably increase the fleet over here a little bit. We'll just put in another university over here as well, so we'll maybe get a little bit more educated people there to be officers for our fleet. It's mostly the officers that is usually lacking with the naval bases. And actually right now it's not too bad. Atmospheric engine unlocked. Excellent. I could go for the banking. Reduce the interest rate and more minting. That's definitely not the worst thing to do. So if we could do these two, and then go for the central archives, that's going to increase taxation capacity a lot, as well as bureaucracy. So it's a fairly positive thing there, I would say. How's the iron price doing now? It's still 33% increase. Tool price is 35, hardwood is 36. So we definitely need to increase the hardwood production. I mean, we are going to be increasing that. Well, we got one logging camp there, I suppose we could increase that even further over there. So we're still losing a ton of cash. But again, once we start getting more and more things done, it'll be fine. How's the wood price? That is actually not too bad anymore. We're still missing quite a bit of it overall. Oh, right, Hokkaido is having a bit of a lack of infrastructure again. I guess we'll get another level for the port there. Not entirely sure how much of an impact it's going to have, because the gold mines are just going to hoard all the workers that they can. Speaking of which, though... Oh, right, we don't have the coal mine up and running yet. Once we get the coal mine, actually, we should probably put the atmospheric engine pump there already, so that's going to increase the coal production in general. And then we're going to start using the coal for example, the iron production in here, just to get that up and running a bit faster. Although, how's the lead price right now? We got a lot of extra of it, actually. Did we have... So we did upgrade this one already to use lead. Yeah, we did. We got another one over here that we could start using lead in. So that's going to increase the glass production even further. We could probably use the glass in more of the urban centers. Get some more market squares. So overall, that's going to be increasing the services production. So the balance of services isn't going to be quite as bad. Still not going to be great, admittedly, but it's hopefully going to improve the situation there. We don't have an urban center there yet. I suppose we just don't have anything that that high urban stuff in here, let's just say. It's mostly like stuff outside of the towns, more or less. How's the pop growth in Hokkaido now? So it's over 1,000 per year. And as soon as we can start increasing or reducing the mortality rather, it's going to get better and better. Oh, there we go. Now we're making money again. Not much, mind you. We've got still 2.5 million in deficit, or credit debt right now, but we are going to be paying that back slowly but surely. And once we get the banking, that's going to improve the situation even better. Tax waste is 31% from the lack of bureaucracy. We're working on it very slowly. We've got another one government administration there. Let's go ahead and I suppose for this one, we still have a bit of a lack of taxation there. Oh yeah, it's minus 58%. Right, let's get another level in our capital then. But slowly but surely we're improving that. And I'm guessing the iron price is still... Oh yeah. Ooh, it's bloody massive. Alright. Well, once we get the coal production, which isn't luckily that far, and the sulfur mine is also something that we should start utilizing for the paper making, because the paper mill, well, the paper price isn't too bad yet. We're going to start using the sulfide pulping, which is going to increase the... Well, it's going to be 30 sulfur over here. So right now the price is going to be a little bit increased. So I guess we'll wait until the mine is actually up and running before we put that one in. About to get the banking in about 2 weeks. Man of war price is still very low. Admittedly, we don't have a lot of fleet. We don't do any trading yet. Although we... right, I don't think we can actually change away from that either. Not yet, at least, because we don't have really anyone supporting any other... or opening the trade. Let's actually have a look. So, the trade policies. Mercantilism, that would be industrialists. Protectionism would be industrialists and trade unionists. And free trade would be industrialists. Right, so unless we get industrialists sort of in power, we won't be able to pass those laws. But right now, it's not the worst thing. Of course, there's the lack of bureaucracy is still going to be hindering us a lot. But we got the banking done. Let's get the stock exchange, because that's going to be spreading next anyway. So we can speed the... well, speed the production of that a little bit. About to get the sulfur mine, so let's put in the pulping over here. Increase the paper production even further, and that's going to reduce the government or goods for government buildings cost at least a little bit, although maybe not that much initially, but over time it's going to be fine. We'll put in another coal mine to be produced over here, just because I know that we're going to need a lot of coal in various places. And I suppose another place that is technically, since we've got the coal mine over here, we could probably put in the steel mill on this state here. Get one of those underway already, so we can start using some steel tools, among other things. And I suppose we'll also need to get another level for the arms industry at some point, although perhaps not quite yet. Now we're making over 4,000 profit per week again, so slowly paying off the loans, and as soon as we get the iron mines running on coal, that's going to be a massive boost in production. Like, how much is the deficit right now? It's a deficit of 69. Nice. So that is going to be... we're going to double our iron production, aren't we? So yeah, that's going to be... well, not necessarily... well, actually, yeah, technically speaking, it should be doubling the production. So we will have a bit of a surplus of iron, actually. Which means that we could probably upgrade... oh, what's this then? Buton is having a... yeah, no, that's none of our business. Can we... no, we can't declare any more interest right now. We've got low market access in Hokkaido still, but that's... I suppose the port hasn't been built yet. No, it hasn't. Still over a year away. But if we're going to increase the construction speed even further, that would be quite beneficial for us, I reckon. When is the next... government administration after the university? Increasing the innovation. I mean, we could already have a max innovation of almost 100. Oh, Great Britain has expelled our diplomats. Okay. Does China like us? China does kind of like us. They don't want to have a defensive pact, though. I don't know if the... who's got interest in Japan, then? Well, it's Qing and me and UK. So Britain might be wanting to... oh, I think that what they want to do is open my markets or something. That's probably what's going to be happening. Now, of course, what we could start doing is maybe improving the military even further. Like, take this one and start upgrading that. It's going to be rather expensive. But that's going to increase the military prices a little bit. We can give another level for the building. Oh, porcelain prices increasing. For luxury clothing and furniture. Looks like the standard of living is very slowly increasing. The standard of living is still like 118th in the world. So not massive. GDP per capita is less than a pound. Okay, well, we're pretty far on that one then. But we've got a pretty large population as well. Like the 6th largest population right now. Of course, once more and more of the others start consolidating the regions that they're in, like Italy forms up and all that sort of stuff, then it's going to be quite different. Alright, we've got the coal mines now up and running, so let's get some atmospheric pump engines there. So the iron price is going to start dropping quite a bit, hopefully. And then we could maybe... Let's actually have a look. Is the military goods, so artillery and small arms are expensive. Government goods are not expensive right now. Right, so there's a bit of a lack of coal right now. War profiteering. Which will not be shamed for our good craftsmanship. We want to be producing our stuff as much as possible. Mechanized workshops. Okay, so that's going to give the shooting machines. That's going to increase the tool user quite a bit. Mechanized loom for textile mills. Mechanized workshops for furniture manufacturers. Vacuum... Oh, right. Then leads to vacuum, canning, and shift work. Right, well, let's have a look at the... So it was the textile mills that at least got a bit of boost there. Sewing machines, so that's going to increase the fabric use as well as the dye use. But increase the clothing production drastically. I don't remember if we got any other areas. Oh yeah, we do have a second one of those. But that one, and then the glass works, there's still some that don't use the leaded glass. Suppose we could queue those up. Paper mills, we don't have enough sulfur to do all of that yet. Urban centers, there's still areas that don't use the glass. I mean, that would increase the glass price way too high right now, so we'll do that slowly. Right, so the textile mills, the mechanized loom, so that would reduce the workforce, but we don't need to worry about that one yet. What we do need to worry about, though, is the increase in price of sulfur and coal. Well, the coal price is, well, that is already underway. The sulfur, we can probably increase production a little bit. Is the coal production... it's currently 40 being produced, and that's already being used by the coal mine, or the iron mines, I'm pretty sure about that. I'm guessing, is the iron... The iron price isn't actually too bad. So we could afford upgrading another one of the construction sectors to use the iron frame buildings. It does increase the tool use a bit more, but also doubles the state construction efficiency boost there, plus another 3 in construction. That's not too shabby. There we go, stock exchange unlocked. Let's go for the central archives. That increases taxation capacity in zone already, plus it unlocks a better production method for the administration buildings. So that's going to fix our bureaucracy problems as well as the taxation problems for quite a while, I reckon. And looks like Sambas is having a revolution. Not interested in that one. Not yet, at least. But there we go. We can actually build 2 buildings at once. Well, one building fully and another one slightly. But, you know, it's definitely an improvement. It looks like the loyalist numbers are slowly dropping again. It's not too bad, though. I suppose eventually we'll be able to drop the taxation again. But right now is not time for that. There we go. So Kanto is getting another university, so we are going to get to 56 innovation soon enough. If we had the dialects already, we could go for the philosophical departments on the universities, and that would be 59 innovation total. Which, you know, is not the worst. Of course, if you want to have the max amount of innovation from the universities do have the supply, or the... What's it called again? The throughput boost in there for the innovation, I believe, as well. So that, you know, might not be bad. Oh, there we go. Making 13,000. And more gold discovered in Hokkaido. Alright, so there's a bit of a lack of workforce over here, I guess. It's only 63%. Okay. Market access over here. Right, so how's the pop increasing? It's still 1,000 per year. So, you know, in a few years we'll reach 100,000 at least. Of course, if we can eventually get the healthcare system or charity hospitals going or something, that'll already help with the mortality a lot, which means that the pop growth overall is going to be a lot better. So most of our radicals are actually in Hokkaido, oddly enough. Like, how many is there? No, there isn't a turmoil in here, admittedly. I suppose it could be better. Right, we're getting the... Oh, right, now getting the port in there, so that might increase the market access slowly. Oh, and right, we produce a little bit of wine, but only place that we can build it is... I mean, technically speaking, we could probably get... No, we can't build it in Sakhalin, never mind. Speaking of Sakhalin, though, we could probably get some gold or coal mines there. Get, like, at least one mine there. Provide a bit of coal for our constructions. And provide some jobs in there as well. Go ahead and queue up another naval base over here. Just slowly but surely improving our fleet. I mean, it's only 4 flotillas right now. But it'll slowly improve. However, the Shikoku Cyclone. I suppose we can afford paying for 2 years only. It's not that bad. Get a bit of devastation over here, but we'll get that fixed. But we are unfortunately out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.